exactly is imposter syndrome, and like how does it apply to like mental health and things like that?
Yeah, it's such a, it's one of those buzz phrases that's been around, just kind of, it's gotten a lot of limelight, I think, the last few years, which rightfully so. And, there's been a lot of discrepancies of like, is it really a thing? Is it not? And the way I like to phrase it is, syndrome sounds sometimes a little over dramatic, but it's like the protective parts of us, like our internal bodyguards, whether it's the critic in us, the pleaser in us, that almost is working too hard, right? It's almost feeding us these false narratives or futuristic, like what ifs that are interwoven with anxiety to, keep us like on high alert, to keep us over prepared. So we kind of step into a new role, we step into a scenario, we step into something in life, and automatically, it ignites this critic in us that's like, ooh, are you ready for this? Like, something might happen and you might feel things that collectively humans don't like to feel, like ill-equipped or embarrassed or, this sense of failure, all these things. So it is like this internal alert system that is trying to protect us, but it's feeding us kind of these scenarios that tend to trigger anxiety and self-doubt. And we begin to question and not really utilize our strengths and resilience. So it's a whole like shift of just where we want to be and how we want to deliver. And it's very negative.
Mm. So is it the way you described it? I like how you put the emphasis on the syndrome word, because I think when people add syndrome to it, you automatically make it seem like people automatically make it seem like it's something bad, like it's a dark cloud. But the way you described it made it seem like it starts off as some type of form of self-protection and whatnot. Is that true right there? What do you think about that?
It is. And typically people who are, kind of suffering from, this like imposter syndrome or just this self-doubt, I mean, you really have to look and take a step back and think, well, these people are first and foremost pushing themselves. They're stepping out into something that's unknown. They're taking a risk. They're, they have accepted an invitation for something that is not scripted, that is not, something that they maybe have a ton of reps with and feel comfortable with. And so just that alone is huge. And I think needs to be validated, because people that are suffering from kind of this cyclical internal criticism, imposter syndrome, it's because they're doing something that they don't, it's not habit yet. It's not something that's comfortable. And that right there is huge. So I think just even stepping back, and if you're someone where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm always in my head, I'm always self-doubting, I'm always this. It's like, well, okay, that's because you're probably also pushing yourself, which is awesome. You're not stagnating.
That's powerful right there. I like how you put that, because as soon as I have a personality disorder. So when I hear imposter syndrome and I hear the voices in my head telling me it's typically like negative self-talk, it's when I'm doing something that I feel like I need to be doing. Right? Even when I was starting this podcast, I had wrote down a list of things like my limiting beliefs, and I was just like, nobody's going to want to be on it. Nobody's going to listen to it. Are you ready to talk to people and stuff like that? Nobody's going to talk to you. You're going to flub your words. And there was all this stuff right here just telling me I didn't deserve to do this, or this is going to fail, even before I started it. And because I've been in therapy so long, I know those, I could recognize the warning signs and like, okay, well, my body is telling me this. It's something that I absolutely need to do. It's something that's outside of my comfort zone. And I kind of use it as a guideline to make sure I'm on the right path sometimes right there. So I like how you put that right there. It's just like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. I was always interested in imposter syndrome, because I hear people say that when they're in toxic relationships as well, or toxic workplaces, they feel like they don't deserve something, or like they're having like somewhat of an out of body experience sometimes as well, and they shut down. Do you experience that right there? Because I know you help high achievers and things like that, and I think a lot of high achievers experience this imposter syndrome.
Oh, absolutely.